friends. I forgot how to start this.
Hello.
It's been a while. Welcome back to another episode of Not Ready to Grow Up. I'm your host, omnia. I am missing two of my hosts, but I have Jason, so that's
I'm
fine.
your interim host for this episode of Not Ready to Grow Up.
Menna is at school. We're recording this in the morning because Jason has class all day. I have work all day. So it's like the only time we could do it is just in the morning.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it has been a while since I have appeared in an episode. So
People don't know that you're behind the scenes. You're like hearing the episode before it comes out. You're always like editing it like for the
yeah.
event.
Right. Well, it's good to be on the other side of the podcast yet again. But yeah, I've been here. I've been editing all the episodes. I've been uploading them, but I've also been getting busier in school, doing other things, and preparing for an internship this summer, and just a bunch of other things like housing for the summer for my internship. But yeah, I'm still here, still kicking it,
Kicking it.
like
That's
the TV show with
yeah.
that one guy, the one guy that looks like really different. Have you seen those like then and nows? Like that's crazy.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So if you guys follow us on Instagram, you know that Chris had to release a statement because he is not with us.
Yeah, and
Not
if you're not, follow us on Instagram at not ready to grow. Sorry, just had to plug it. But yeah, so Chris is taking a short break from the podcast. He's still going to be an active listener. He's still going to be involved. He's just taking a step down to focus on school and other things in his personal life, but he will be back very soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to also, set up those boundaries and your priority, putting those priorities first. And he's really good at doing that. And he was like, guys, I really don't want to do this, but I have to, focus on these things first. And he has every right to do that. Like, you guys are so young and you're in school. But Chris, if you're listening, we miss you. We love you.
Hi, Chris. But yeah, it's really important to be able to like do these things, but also prioritize your mental health and also other things in life, because life is all about checks and balances, making sure that you're able to do what you want to do, but also balance out the things that you have to do and understand, when things are too stressful and how to balance it out. But it's all like important stuff and very understandable and commendable to be able to do even.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's a smart kid.
Yes. Also, this is a complete side note, but I apologize if my voice is very echoey. I am in a study room in my dorm. I had a class today and I was trying to find a study room in that building, but I don't know, everyone decided to go in the study room that day. So I ran over to my dorm and found the study room. But yeah.
Minna's not here because she's at school. We did not kick her out, and we did not kick Chris out. Chris is still in the group chat. We still update him on everything.
Menna, if you're listening to this, drop out of school. Just kidding. Don't drop out of school.
She got her license last week, and so we've been sharing the car. And so she's been like driving her car to school, and her school schedule, she's not there all day. She's only there in the mornings. She leaves after lunch. So she was like, I can give you the car when I get back from lunch. I was like, well, you better hurry. I have work. I got to be there at a certain time.
Yeah, Menna, if you're listening to this, you should play a game called Grand Theft Auto 5. It will teach you how to get your own car so that you don't have to rush back and give the car your own there, which you should be home by 1 p.m. today. Don't forget.
Don't forget. But yeah, we're like jumping from topic to topic. Jason and I have not seen each other in a while, and when we do, it's always like we always like those friends that look at each other just giggle the whole time.
Yeah, you're literally like, this is practically going to be this episode. I literally, when we first joined the Zoom call, I was like, all right, what are we going to talk about? So like, it's literally just going to be a very open episode, no real guidance. You're just going to hear two amazing friends catch up.
And I've been I've been posting on the Instagram. I mean, we all have access to, we all see the Instagram. So we all post, but I posted yesterday, like asking people, give us feedback, content, topic ideas, stuff you guys want to hear us talk about. Yeah. So feel free to like reach out to us, comment on our posts or DM us. We just want to know what you guys would be more interested in hearing us talk about, because we always come up with ideas and we talk about those, but sometimes it's so limited on what we can talk about amongst us. And if there's other ideas, other things you guys want to hear that we talk about. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm asking the listeners to do that, because when I listen to podcasts and I'd be thinking, oh my God, they should talk about this, they should talk about that. And then I can't really talk to the people I'm listening to. Yeah.
And
so
this podcast is for you guys. Like, we're doing this for you. So it can go any way you guys want it to go. And so you guys have full control on what we talk about, what you want to hear, what you want out of us. Like, this is all for you as the listener.
And one of the main reasons why we're still doing this, even without like Chris or Menna or whatever, because I saw my friend over the weekend, he goes, what happened to the podcast? You guys are done? I was like, no. He's like, you didn't post anything this week. Chris put out something. And I was like, no. This week, Chris needed a support from his friends, and we're not going to go and make a podcast episode and post it right after he told us that he needs to take a break. We're going to go give him the support he needs, and then we'll regroup and come back next week. So that was like really important for us, but it's also really important that we like include you guys in that decision-making process that we're doing.
Yeah. I had some friends come up to me too and were like, hey, why aren't you guys uploading? And it's just like going back to like being there to support Chris, but also being able to like come together and go, okay, since this is happening, how do we go from here? And it really shows, like, even from my end and on Maya's end, that there are people, they may not vocalize it, but there are people that really care for this podcast and are excited to listen to what we have to say and the certain topics we talk about. And so it's important for us to be able to not only give you guys that content, but also empathize and listen to what you guys want out of it and really get a sense of like what you guys are liking, what you guys aren't liking, so we can give you the best content we possibly can.
Yeah. And one of our listeners, he's in my grad class, and he told me how much he likes listening to the podcast. And I told him last week after class that we weren't going to have an episode that week. He's like, what? Like, what's going on? And I was like, no, it's just, we need to support one of our podcast members, but we know that people are eager to listen and excited to listen to what we have to say. So we're back. We just had to regroup. We had to make sure Chris was okay. And Minna's okay with us not recording when she's in school. She's like, yeah, she's like, I don't have a preference. Like, I'll be there for the next episode. It's not a big deal. And she has a point. So
that is true. Yeah. And I'll be coming in more as like an interim host, but also staying behind the scenes to kind of like fill in Chris's shoes, which I will never be able to do because Chris is such an amazing host. Shout out.
Yeah, it's not Jason's corner, it's Chris's corner.
It is always going to be Chris's corner. I'm just trying to make a little home in there for the time being. But yeah, you guys will be hearing more of me for the time being.
Yeah, and we still have guests that we're going to meet with and record with. It's just going to be done differently without Chris now. Minna even said, like, I don't need to be there for every guest episode. So if it's just going to be me and a guest, or if Jason's going to hop on a Zoom while I'm with a guest, like, we'll do it differently each way. But yeah, just more things coming, more exciting things coming.
Yeah, we're I am sure just based off of the demographics of our listeners, because we get analytics on who is listening and like in terms of like age groups and stuff. So a lot of our listeners are in school right now. Mm-hmm. And so if you are in school, like, you got it, because we're almost at that halfway mark. I know, like, for my semester, like, this week is the halfway point of the semester. And I know, like, if you are listening to this and you are working or you're doing anything else, like, you're killing it. We're almost at springtime. And I know like a lot of good things are going to come this year, and just keep doing your thing.
Speaking of spring, we've had some crazy weather in the last week.
Yeah, I'm literally in shorts right now. I know you can't see
Like,
it, but hey, you can see it.
yeah. Like, because last week it was like it was like windy and cold in the beginning of the week, and then by like Thursday and Friday it was like 67, 70 degrees out. I remember Friday night I got out of work early and met up with some of my friends, and they were out at some like restaurant, and there's at this restaurant there's like a rooftop seating, and we were sitting up there because it was like 60 degrees out at night in February, and we were like, what? But then the very next day I went and hung out with my friends, and it was snowing.
Yeah, it's this weather is so it's just like day and night. Like you could this is like the general East Coast in general, where like you could have one day where it's like 20 degrees and snowing, and the next day it's 65 degrees. And yeah, those I remember, like those days were so cold. The wind was like it was like 19 miles per hour. It was so powerful. And like yesterday, I went to the like I went on a walk in shorts and sunglasses. It was I couldn't
Yeah,
believe
like
it.
Sunday, it was like freezing out and flurrying. I remember how cold it was Sunday
Yeah,
because my family and I went out to dinner together, and I was just like shivering the whole time we were in the car. And then yesterday, I had class and it was 70 degrees out, and I was sweating buckets.
yeah, it's definitely incredible. I took a this Saturday. I took a boxing class, and it was so cold outside. And I went with some of my friends, and I was just like, all right, we gotta like run inside because I don't want to walk outside. And it was like a 15-minute walk away, which isn't terrible, but in the cold is terrible. And then the next day on Sunday, it was even worse. And I did a soul cycle class in the morning. And then yesterday, I was like, I had on long pants, I put on a heavy jacket, and I step outside. It's beautiful. So
Um,
weird.
right now it's like 60 degrees out, but it's been raining on and off, and there's a slight wind. I can see it within the trees, like moving. So it's kind of like that in between, like warm, cold weather.
Yeah,
Side
yeah.
note, my cat is knocking on the door. So I'm gonna let Miss Girl in. Jason, keep the listeners entertained.
All right. So listeners, we're not taking a break, but I was just gonna say this is a perfect time to for me to say on our YouTube. I don't know if you guys are listening to this on YouTube, but every single week, since I upload the videos, I like can write the descriptions and stuff, and I put a secret word in like at the bottom of the description that like essentially is like if you made it this far, comment like this in the comment section. And I'm very curious because so far nobody's done it except for me. I go on one of my other YouTube accounts and comment it, but whoever like I know like we have to discuss this further, but it can even be from my end. But if you're listening to this, go check out our YouTube and go comment something because something good might happen to you if you're the first person to comment one of those secret words that I put. And every single word is different. I change it up every single week. So go find it and see because you could be the first one that comments something on our YouTube for any given week. And you may get a prize, something good might happen, you may get a shout out, who knows? You'll have to do it and find out. But I think Amanda and this girl are coming back.
Sorry, I was making such a ruckus. Miss Girl got locked in my sister's room. So she was not, my cat knows how to knock on the door. It's really funny. She like sits on her back paws and like leans up and then starts pushing her front paws on the door. So she starts knocking. It's really loud and annoying actually. But she was knocking and I was like, what are you doing in here? She's been in Minna's room like not recently, but like at times where she's not in my room. So like if she'll stay the whole night in my room, she'll sleep next to me. And then my sister will come in my room in the morning to take the keys since we're sharing the car now. And so then my door's open and Miss Girl will run out. and then Miss Girl will run into Minna's room, and Minna will forget that she ran into her room, and she'll shut the door. So like Miss Girl will hang out in there for a little bit until like it's breakfast time, which is like 10:30, 11ish for Miss Girl. So she'll start knocking on the door to get out. So I heard her knocking, and I just gave her breakfast, and Miss Girl is looking extra cute.
That's adorable. Yeah. She knocks on my door too at 3 in the morning, and I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm like sleeping, and she's knocking on my door because Menna locked her in because Menna likes to trap Miss Girl in her room, and Omnia and I have to save the day. Is that a Wonder Woman mug?
It is a Wonder Woman mug.
Omnia's drinking coffee right now. That's why I asked that, because I just realized that that's gonna be so random for people listening.
So my friend Cow, well, her name's not Cow. Her name is Caitlin. Her nickname is Cow, not Cow like COWKOW, because her name starts with a K. But Cow and I not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before, we got each other a lot of gifts. But one of them was coffee mugs because we both love coffee and we both love cats. Ironically, we bought each other the same cat mug.
Wow.
So we both got this big mug from Target that has cats all over it, and on the handle it says cat person, and that it's one of my favorite mugs, and her and I got it for each other. But that's usually my coffee mug. However, someone used it and it's in the sink, and I did not feel like cleaning it. So this is the Wonder Woman mug that I'm drinking coffee out of.
Very indubitably interesting. Yeah, the mug that I have one mug. Like I literally only brought one mug to school, and it's the tiniest thing ever. And it's for Denise. Sean gave me this mug, and it says, "Keep calm and listen to Denise." And I use it for we don't have a coffee maker in our room, so I have a bunch of hot chocolate packets, and I use it to drink hot chocolate. And sometimes I used it to drink water because I went through a period of time where my water bottle was dirty and I didn't wash it, so I just drank water out of my mug.
I think like when I was like 19, I had a lot of my own personal mugs. Like I'd keep them in my room or in my kitchen. I think Miss Girl's trying to make her way up here. Never mind, she's looking out the window. So yeah, I had like a lot of mugs, and then one of them broke. It was a Nightmare Before Christmas mug. I really loved that.
I remember you telling me that. I remember you saying one of your mugs broke and you were mad about that.
I was so mad about it. That was like one of my favorite, and I got it for like $4. So like I got it for cheap. I can't get that mug ever again. The Disney store that was near us closed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that the mug you got at the Disney store? Because I really remember you getting, because I must have come over like either the day after it happened or something, because I remember how upset you were that mug was broken. You're like, I got it at the Disney store. And I remember going to the Disney store with you one time, you were looking at all the mugs.
Sorry, I was shouting at my mom was shouting at me. I was shouting.
Okay.
I'll explain the shouting in a second, but continue about the mug. We were talking about the mug. We're not going to jump from topic to topic. We're not going to be like how we are with Chris and Minna, where we go, oh my God, this, side note. We're going to finish one topic and then we'll go to the next topic.
Right.
But no, I had a lot of mugs. That was my favorite mug. As you remember, it broke. I was so mad. I remember I got so mad that my parents got mad at me for being mad about a mug. But also, it was one of my favorite mugs. It was like the perfect size. It wasn't too big, wasn't too small. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I just really liked it. But I had other mugs that I had collected over the years. Because like when I was younger and my mom would get us like Valentine's Day gifts or like holiday gifts or birthday gifts, she'd get us like mugs that had like candies and stuff in it, and it was like wrapped in like a nice little bow. Nice. Yeah, over the years those broke too. A lot of them just broke like on their own. Like if they went from like extreme temperatures, like hot to cold, they would crack. Or so like I put them in the dishwasher, and they were dishwasher safe, but then the handles would break off. So it was a slew of reasons. Yeah. But I have a couple mugs left over, I think. Looking at I usually keep all my mugs around me. I have like my cat person mug that is downstairs. I have 2 cat mugs up in my room that I use as decoration. 2 different people got me it. They're 2 different designs, but they're both gigantic mugs, but they both say all I want to do is drink coffee and pet my cat, which I thought was so funny that I don't think either of these people realized they got me a mug that said that. And then I have a mug my mom made me last year for me and my sister. And it's like, it has like a little quote on it. And then it's like a drawing of me, her, and my sister. Me and my sister both have that mug.
Very nice.
So my mug collection has dwindled. But if you didn't know, surprise, surprise, Omnia is working on moving out.
No.
That with the help of my parents. Not like helping me pay for anything. They're helping me find a place so I can move out with my
Omnia is helping Omnia pay for it.
Omnia is helping Omnia pay for it. But I was talking to my friend Cal and I was like, I only have like this amount of mugs. She was like, you don't understand. I have a mug collection. She's like, I have boxes and boxes of mugs. I was like, girl, that's all I need to know. We're gonna have coffee up the wazoo. It's fine.
Yeah, well, that's good. That I'm literally, quite literally, the polar opposite as somebody who only owns one tiny mug. And I was gonna say, my mom has a mug collection because whenever I like go to different places, I always get her a mug. It's like a little thing that I have with her. And the last place I traveled to was Las Vegas for my 21st birthday, and I bought her a Welcome to Las Vegas mug. And I haven't gotten to give it to her just because I had to go back to school, but I gave it to my brother who was supposed to give it to her and has forgotten time and time again. So I will have to get it from him and then bring it to my mom. But yeah, she has a ton of mugs. Like I got her one from like Hershey Park. I got her one from like just different like places I've been in countries, and it's like that's like what made me think of your collection, because my mom has all these like mugs from different sizes and colors, and it's amazing. And it reminded me that I'm going to need to buy more mugs.
She I don't remember what happened to my other mugs because I've had some like nice mugs, but I don't know why like that when I was like 19, I was just collecting and hoarding mugs. It was so bad, but
Yeah, I remember that because whenever we would go to like different stores, we'd look at mugs.
I
And
know I
like when you were in that phase and we went to the Disney store, all you did was look at mugs. And I remember because Jack was like looking at different like of like the little toys and dolls and stuffed animals, and you were just looking at the mugs. And I remember you were there for 10 minutes because there's this one mug that you were debating on getting, but you were like, I really don't need it, but I really want it. And then you ended up not getting it. And hi, Miss Girl. For those of you that can't see, which is all of you, Amnea's cat, Gertie, aka Miss Girl, aka the CEO of Gertie University, just appeared on the screen. Do you have anything to say, Miss Girl?
It's good.
Do you have
Say hi,
anything to say? Any words of advice?
She's usually very chatty. I don't know why she's so quiet. She's always talking, and if you respond to her, she always responds back. So I don't know.
Maybe
How you
that's
being so
because
quiet?
she thinks that you guys all got it. She doesn't have advice to give because you guys are all perfect.
Oh, he's good. Yeah, I remember that. I love mugs. I don't buy as many mugs as I used to. I'm really excited that for when I move out. I've been saving this for when I move out. For my 21st birthday, Denise, Jason's girlfriend, bought me this pitcher that has like recipes written like all around it, and like ingredients to things that you can make. And I've been saving it so I can use it when I move out, because I know if I use it when I'm at home, my whole family's going to use it and then they're going to take it from me and I'm never going to get it back. So I've kept it in its box and it's all in the it's right like in between my the wall and my bookshelf, so I can see it every day and I'm like, I can't wait to use this. I can't wait to use this.
Yeah, that's the motivation right there to be able to use that.
I also remember junior year of college, right before the pandemic hit, and they were doing this like giveaway and they were giving out free mini rice cookers, and I still have it.
Wow, that's amazing actually. That's literally crazy because like my school gives out like the only free stuff that they give out is like a coupon or like very rarely a t-shirt. Like not even like a t-shirt would be lucky, but That's incredible.
I remember and this is like literally right before spring break. It was like, I remember what happened because it was my sister's very first college visit, and she came to visit like my school while I was there. And what happened, I remember they had a company or an organization or something come to the school, and they set up this whole thing outside. And they were trying to talk about like healthy eating, healthy like diets and lifestyles and stuff. And one of it was like how to incorporate rice in your meals. And they were giving out mini rice cookers. And I remember my sister was waiting for me to meet her up in one of the buildings, like the student center. And they were outside, and I told her, grab four. She's like, what? I said, grab four rice cookers. And my sister was there right when they finished setting up. So they had just started. And like, usually when we have events on campus and stuff, it would take like 10 to 15 minutes for all the students to show up. And so then it'd get really packed after 10 to 15 minutes. But if you get there right when it starts, there's not as many people because no one has made their way over yet.
Right.
So it takes about like 10, 15 minutes to get from one part of the campus to the next. So she like grabbed four, and she was like, why do you need four? I was like, because I told my friends and stuff, and they were like, grab one. So they gave her four. And I remember we walked into the student center, and she was there with like four bags with like the mini rice cookers in it, and we all grabbed one. So I kept mine because I was like, I'm gonna use this when I move out. I don't want to use it right now. And I remember my mom's like, donate it, or take it to Egypt and give it to someone from our family, or use it here. I said, nope, this is for when I move out, when I need my own rice cooker, because I'm not gonna rely on you, and I'm not gonna buy one.
Her. Yeah, no, that is really, really smart.
I think it's like two people. The mini rice cooker like makes enough for two people.
That's amazing. Yeah, I in my room we have a rice cooker, and it is so useful. It is we use it a lot.
I mean, I know how to make rice on a stovetop. It's not that hard, but like a rice cooker is so much faster.
Yeah, I have a funny story about that. Last year I made rice on the stovetop, and don't blame me. Like it literally, like I know how to make rice on a stovetop. It's just this very particular time. I don't know, like I wasn't like paying attention or something, and I didn't even like mess up the rice. I poured in the olive oil to coat it, and I left the oven on like medium to high, and I forgot about it. And then I just hear all this smoking and sizzling, and there's a bunch of smoke, and the fire alarm goes off. And I was like freaking out. So I turned out the stove, and like I ran water under it, and eventually like the smoke subsided. But there's just these, and it was like a stainless steel pot. And there are these char marks that are still there to this day. Like they're just like engraved into the pot. And the funny part about this story is the campus police knocked on my door because when the fire alarm goes off, if you set it off, they knock on your door and make sure everything's okay. So they knocked on my door, came in, there's two officers, and I have to explain to them why the fire alarm went off and that
You
I was
burn
okay.
rice.
Yeah.
You burn.
So that's my little story about cooking. That's also why rice cookers are so nice, because with a rice cooker, you're not going to set off the alarm. But I will say the rice was completely undamaged, and I did end up making it in a different pot, and it was delicious.
I saw a TikTok that says, like, I saw two TikToks. That one of them was like, it was like saying, like, if you're gonna move out, don't wait till you have a place to start buying like small items like knickknacks and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Start buying it now and save it up over time, because you're gonna be spending so much on the rent and the utilities that if you buy all these items while you're paying these things, it's gonna like add up.
That's actually so funny you say that. I literally have a list on my phone, and it's 4 things that I need for summer housing. And the thing with that is, so this summer, I'm living on my school's campus for my internship. And this is the first time I'm going to be living alone. And so like most of like those things like plates and pots and pans, I share with my roommates. So they like got it, but I don't have it. So I have to get this stuff. But I'm using it this summer as like an opportunity for me to do exactly that and collect these little things, because I'll probably be moving out within like 1 to 2 years. And so I'm trying to like collect these things so that by the time I do move out, I don't have to worry about buying it. I'll already have it. And like there are some things that I'll have to buy when I move out, most likely like a couch or something like that. So I can save up some money for that and not have to worry about these little things that I can use
And
now.
speaking of those little things, that's the second TikTok I saw. That second TikTok I saw was people saying go to the dollar store, go to Dollar Tree. They
Yeah.
have plates, cups, mugs, utensils all for $1 instead of you going to like Target or like Home Goods and spending like 15 to 20 bucks on like maybe like 4 plates and
Yeah.
like mugs.
I
Yeah.
did go to Target to get a couple plates. I know like they're not like porcelain plates, but they're like the plastic microwavable
Yeah.
plate. But if you're just moving out and that's all you need, Target has those plates and bowls for like 79 cents. And also, I really highly recommend getting like utensils and other cooking utensils from Walmart because a lot of them come in bundles and those bundles are pretty cheap. Like I got like an entire set, including a carriage of like any cooking utensil you can think of for like maybe 20 bucks.
Mhm.
And I got that like a couple years ago and I still use it to this day and like nothing has been damaged or anything. It's really reliable. But like they have other things like that too that come in bundles, like kitchen towels, oven mitts, like stuff that you wouldn't think about getting that you're like, oh, I actually need that. So Walmart
Yeah.
can also be a great place to get that and order online too, because it's easier to get this stuff that way.
I was talking to my friend Cal, that we're gonna like move in together, and I was telling her like we could make a list of things that we need, but like I feel like we have a majority of it. And she was telling me how she still has all the stuff she bought from when she lived in a dorm room on campus. She's like, I still have a lot of the couching, the utensils, kitchen supplies. Like she's like, I have a lot of those stuff that I can bring.
But
And I was
yeah,
like, smart, because like I have like minimum stuff. Because like I could probably use some of the stuff my parents keep in the garage and in the basement, like furniture wise, they don't use anymore, but I don't have my own stuff and I would like my own stuff. I was telling her like I was gonna bring my dresser and my desk with me because like I own those, but like the other stuff in my room, I might just keep it. My family can use. I was telling my mom I was gonna take my bed, but she was like, no, leave it. So if you come back, you have a bed to use, or like if we need to use your room for something, we have a bed, and just save up money to buy yourself a bed because a lot of the stuff I that we would be getting for the room or for the apartment when we move out would already be like uh, or we've already had. So like you put your money into something else, and bedding, like mattresses and like what's it called, box springs and all that stuff is
mhm.
expensive.
Yeah, it's crazy. You have to like buy everything separately, and everything is just as expensive when buying a bed. I literally went through like almost the exact same thing. I was talking with my dad because with the type of internship I have, like I don't want to jinx myself, but a lot of people who have these types of internships end up getting full-time offers. And so I started like planning it out and not to like excite myself or anything, just to like have a plan ready for when I get to that point in my life. And one of the things I talked about was my bed because I was like, oh, I could take my bed. My dad's like, no, you should leave your bed here exactly because like if I need to come back home, I have a place to sleep. But also, the bed that I have is I have a full size bed, and it's nice. Like compared to the twin XL beds at my school, it's really nice. But he's like, you like beds are expensive, but you can get like a queen size bed or a king, depending on like the size of your place. But like keep your bed here because you'll always have that and stuff. And one thing that my dad did, like even for when I moved out and when my brother moved out to college, was like he would like collect a bunch of things and keep them in our garage so that when we moved out, we would do that. And he has this little thing. It's called the Wyman store. And on the I know you've seen the filing cabinets in my garage. All those filing cabinets have like school supplies, folders, like notebooks, and then on that counter there's like Lysol wipes and tissue boxes and a ton of stuff that you can like bring. And we call it the Wyman store. And we've been using the Wyman store since elementary school. So like if I go up to my dad, I'm like, Dad, I need to buy a new like binder for school. He'd be like, oh, go check the Wyman store. And so like that has been helpful, but that's also like something I consider when like dorms and like moving out is I gotta check the Wyman store. Who knows what's there?
That's so funny because my mom does that, but she doesn't call it like anything. She's like, when I tell her I need extra school supplies, she's like, let me go to my closet, and she'll pull out like a box filled with like school supplies, and she would hand it to us.
Yeah.
But speaking of like the bedding and stuff, do you want to do that together over the summer?
Yeah, because like
'Cause I get a discount from my job at a certain mattress store in Frederick that we could go to together.
yeah, I'll look with you. I don't know when I'm going to buy one. I'll probably because my plan is to live at home for like 6 months once I start working to save up some money, but it might be a little less depending on because it depends on a lot of things, but I will go with you because I really do need to start thinking about it because one thing that I like to do is plan out everything. Like even with this internship, I'm being paid on an hourly rate, but I know like I have a good estimate of how many hours I'm working and how many weeks I'm working. So I planned out I made an entire financial budget of how I'm allocating my money and the majority of it's going into savings. And so that is something that I want to do for like the beddings and stuff. And also like in terms of like sheets, I need to buy new sheets this summer. I'll look at that too when we go to mattress stores.
Just like you, my bed's a full-size bed. And my mom said the same thing that your dad said. She's like, why don't you leave it here and go buy yourself like a queen?
Yeah. Yeah, my dad too is so like particular in the type of mattress he has. Like he's like I'll like so when I tell him, Dad, I'm gonna look to buy a mattress, even though it's my bed, he's gonna be like, all right, you gotta make sure it's not too firm, it's not too soft, you have to have a perfect balance. Like even the bed that I have, like I didn't pick that mattress. My dad picked it out because sometimes my dad is like doesn't like his bed at home. So he'll sleep in either my bed or my brother's bed because he thinks it's so comfortable. So he literally like almost even bought it for himself. Like
I remember there was one year where like I needed a new mattress. I don't know if it was my old one, and my parents helped me look for one. And we got this mattress I have now. We got it online somewhere. I don't remember, but it was like I think it's memory foam. You know, the ones where they like press seal it, and then you have to like when you open it, you have to let it expand for like a day. That's the mattress I have now. Every person, friends, family, like everyone who's ever been in my room always says my bed is the most comfortable bed. My mom has fallen asleep in here several times. My brother, sometimes I'll come home and he's like in my bed. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, your bed's just so comfy. Every time I have friends over and like we all hang out in my room, we're like watching like something on my laptop or we're like doing each other's hair. Cause yes, us 22, 23-year-old women still do each other's hair.
Yeah, when Ane and I do each other's hair, her bed's comfortable. No, I'm kidding. But I have sat in your bed before. It is very comfortable. Pixie, shout out to Pixie. She always be taking up that bed.
Oh, she's right here in the bed right now.
Of course, she's always in the bed. She always be taking up that bed. It's ridiculous because I'm like, hey, I need some space. I'm walking here. And then she's just like laying there, doesn't know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and
like if you guys watched on our Instagram when me, Chris, and Menna did our very first Zoom episode, I made a little edit for the Instagram where it's just Pixie in the background. That's how she looks all the time in my bed. Like last night, she was taking up so much space and I felt like I was falling off the bed. So I turned on the light and I looked at her. I said, can you move? And she lifted her head up, looked at me, and then just like plopped it back down. Like she's like, I'm not moving.
Yeah, she's like, there's nothing in this world that will get her to move. It's her bed at that point. Like you're just a guest in her home.
I should ask my parents where they got this mattress from, because if they got it from, I could probably get the same one. I don't know. Well, hell, we'll figure it out when it comes. Though I do want to get a new desk chair. So I bought my desk, and I bought my desk in the middle of the pandemic because I was a firm believer that if I put a desk in my room, I'm not going to use it for schoolwork, and that my room is not a place for me to do schoolwork, my bedroom is a place for me to relax and sleep, and that if I want to do my schoolwork, I'm going to leave and go somewhere else to do it. And most of undergrad I did before COVID, I would go to school and do my work there. So I never had a desk in my room. But when the pandemic started, I needed a place to do schoolwork because everything was online. So I had to buy a desk. So I bought a desk like 2 summers ago. It was probably the best choice I made because a lot of my Zoom classes and Zoom meetings, I do it on my desk.
Yeah.
So it was helpful. But my chair, I don't have a desk chair. It's like I grabbed a random like I like a random like chair from my dad's office that he uses when he has multiple people in his office. It's not like a nice chair or anything. Mom was like, "Do you want a rolly chair?" I said, "No, I don't want a rolly chair, but I know the exact chair I want, and I've seen it before. And every time I find it, there's wheels on it, and I don't want wheels on it." So right now, my next purchase for my bedroom is a chair because I know when I move out, I'm taking that chair to my room with me.
Yeah, I literally bought a desk right before the pandemic, but it was to be able to do work in my room, but it really came in clutch for the pandemic because I would be able to do work in my room and like I could just like because like during the pandemic, like I had a lot of things going on in my house, so it was really good to be able to just like have my own sanctuary where I could go to school and like do all these other things. And even my brother uses my desk because he doesn't have a desk in his room. He mainly kind of just uses the desk downstairs in our house, but yeah, he uses it a lot, like if he has meetings and stuff. But I literally didn't think about that because I'm going to have to buy a desk. And I know the company that I work for, if I get a full-time offer, they give me some money to like buy like equipment for a setup. And I was originally going to use it to buy a desk, but I was looking more into it and talking to more people, and I realized that there's different things that I should buy instead. But the desk that I have in my room is nice, but I may just leave it there only because it is kind of small. And the chair that I have, it does have wheels on it. And I do very much understand why you would not want wheels because it is hard to navigate. But
I don't like I noticed that if the chair is rolly or like it like moves, because I fidget a lot when I'm doing
yeah, I
schoolwork. I'll be
spin.
twitching my using my pencil or whatever. I noticed in school because a lot of our classrooms we have rolly chairs so we can do like discussion stuff. I sit there and I just start rolling while the professor's talking, and like I don't want that in my own room when I'm doing schoolwork because I know it's going to distract me. So I don't want a rolly chair.
Right. Yeah. I would spin a lot. I would like I do the same where I like spin in my chair and I see how many times I can spin. Sorry, my roommate just walked by. I'm in a study room right now and there's a little window and my roommate just walked by. So I said it back. But
Yeah,
yeah.
there if you want a really good desk for cheap, that's really good quality. I got mine from Walmart for like $60.
Yeah. Walmart is good. Like
Like I don't know if you can see it from here, but like look, Jason, there's like my desk. So it doesn't take up much space, but it has enough room for you to do your work on it.
wow,
And it has one Miss Girl sitting on the chair. One, two, three shelving units attached to the desk. And there's only
that's
$60.
good. I got my desk from
Let
IKEA.
me pull it up from Walmart. It was so cheap. It is really good quality, and I love my desk.
Yeah, I wish I had known that. I got my desk from IKEA. It was like $120. But
It's right
it,
now the desk is on sale for $54.
yeah, so if you need a desk, don't go to, well, you can go to IKEA, but go to
Well,
Walmart has better desks and
the
cheaper stuff.
white and gray desk that I have from Walmart is $49 right now. And if you want the wood and black desk, it's $54.72. I'll send you the link.
Thank you. Yeah, if you are listening to this and just happen to need a desk, you're welcome. May and Jason are researching for you and interior designing for you. There you go. Yeah, I will have to start thinking about that. I know with school, like, because at my school, they give me a desk and it's like this, it's literally just like a big wooden block. And I mean, it's nice. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like those types of desks are more fun.
All right.
Yeah, this desk is amazing. I like the color on it.
I have the white one.
Yeah, it's nice.
The assembly part of it was a bit confusing. My mom and I had to do it together. We accidentally assembled it like backwards, and then we had to like redo it and assemble it correctly.
Yeah, I remember when I bought my desk because my dad was like, all right, since you bought it, you're building it. And I was just like, okay.
And IKEA is not a bad place to get things. It is still good quality, but like it's a bit pricey,
It is
and you can
pricey.
get
Yeah.
the same amount. Like you can get the same type of quality furniture for cheap. Like my desk looks like an IKEA desk.
Yeah, it does. That's why I was so shocked when I looked at it. But one thing though, this is just what do you think about standing desks? Like, the desks where you can like sit and then like standing?
And yeah, I've seen this. My thing is, I don't know if I would do that. I've always had issues with like my knees locking and like my blood flow rushing out of my head. Like
Mhm.
I remember I went to a dance marathon for kids with cancer at my high school, and I
Oh
passed
yeah.
out. I passed out in front of everybody, and they were like freaking out because my knees locked and my blood rushed out of my head. So I don't think that'd be a good idea for me. And like my ankles and my thighs hurt really quickly. It's a lot of joints issues. Everyone in my family has joint issues. So it's literally just like me, my genetics are horrible. So I don't think it'd be a good idea for me.
Yeah, I like the concept. I just don't know if I would use the standing feature because like my dad had one of those desks for literally like a couple of weeks and then like he just hated it and then got rid of it. But like I like the idea of it. It's just I don't
I
know
would
if it's for
only
me.
use it if I'm going to put like my laptop on there or like some sort of uh like I do this thing in my room where I always like whenever I clean my room, I put something on in the background. So I'll play like a YouTube video on my laptop and I'll prop it on my desk. So if I had my desk is not a standing desk, but if I had a standing desk, I would use it to put stuff on it to like prop it up. So I like while I'm doing something, I could use it to watch. But then like just buy a TV and a TV stand at that point.
Yeah. Have you seen those desks? Like it's like a treadmill and like it's a desk too, but like you're walking on a treadmill.
No.
It's like you can be in a meeting and like you're walking as like it's like a treadmill, but like like where all like the like numbers are to like control you. That's a desk. And like there can be like a TV on there too and stuff. Like I've seen those and it's just so weird.
So
That's kind of
weird.
like a lot. Like I like that, like good for you. Like go you if you're doing that type of stuff, but like that's really doing the most.
Let's say that's a lot. I would not do that.
I wonder what other types of desks are out there. There's probably one where you can like bench press and then go up from your bench press and like log into your Zoom meeting.
Um, we're gonna take like a quick break and then we'll be back.
Welcome back to part 2 of this episode where Omnia and Jason catch up.
I feel like we have been catching up this whole time though.
Yeah, we have. It's like I don't know about you, but I felt like this episode has gone so smoothly because it's just normal conversation. We're literally just catching up.
I feel like a lot of people don't realize this, but a lot of our episodes, the way we talk, that's how we talk already on our own. Like when we're together, we're just kind of like broadcasting it to everybody to listen.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
if you hear excuse me, I did not mean to yawn. If you hear snoring, it's Pixie. She's sleeping.
She's sleeping on the job. It's ridiculous. She's going to be fired after this episode is done. Pixie, if you wake up and you hear this, you're fired.
She's not awake.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
She doesn't. I really don't know what to catch up on. Like we've both just been so busy with like school and like
Yeah.
work and adult. Again, I'm so sorry for yawning. Life things.
Yeah, I mean, this at this point for me in this semester, I have to take a class next semester, but in order, it's literally like linear algebra type of thing for college. And I have to take it because it's required for me to graduate. And I transferred into the business school. So this is a class I haven't taken. And since it's like a general math class, I have to take a placement exam for it that I have to take like next month. And so I'm gonna have to start studying for that.
Higher. You're literally gonna place higher in that.
I placed I took this exam like before I started my freshman year because I needed to take like the general ed math classes, and I placed like super high. I placed into like it like your scores depend on where you place into, but I placed into like the highest like possible class, which was like calculus 2 with like application. And well, that was because I had taken the exam fresh out of AP calculus AB, and so I was like set. But now I just have to like it's out of 100. I just have to get a 61 to get into this class. It's literally like I just have to get a 61, and it's basic. Like, it involves no calculus, so like I know this exam is gonna have calculus on it, but like I'm literally just gonna go for the 61. Last semester, I was literally in a film theory class where we just watched movies and wrote papers about it, and it was nice.
I
And
took that my freshman year where we
really,
watched movies and wrote papers about it. Yeah.
I wrote a huge paper on La La Land and how like there's different colors in La La Land and how colors had like a huge role in like symbolism and different meanings and foreshadowing. It was so cool. I literally I was with my roommate Nick, and we got a room in one of the buildings, and just like it was an actual classroom, and we just had it to ourselves, and we just watched La La Land in there. It was so fun.
I did my big paper on 10 Things I Hate About You because it's my favorite movie. And I talked about how they portrayed the main character, Kat, as such like this terrible person. And she was just really somebody who was going through a lot and experienced a lot that made her the way she was. And that the portrayal of making somebody look like the bad guy for having negative experiences is like really bad. And that's what I like wrote my entire paper on.
Yeah, that's great. I wrote another paper too, like with the La La Land. I also wrote it on Moonlight. Moonlight is one of my favorite movies ever, and which also has because the whole paper was about symbolism of color and color psychology. And so I used like Moonlight in there, and yeah, it was really fun because I got to choose which movies I watched. It was really cool.
There was like a group paper I had to do with somebody, and we did it on like the portrayal of sports in movies. And I remember because I'm not really a big sports person. I watched She's All That and just talked about the use of soccer and She's All That on my portion of the paper. That's what I remember.
What other electives have you taken?
For like my for my psych degree, like
Or just like, yeah, in general?
well, like the class where I had to watch a movie and like write paper on it was like we called it first year seminar, which was like your first year student transitioning into college. So it was just to like the writing and the discussions. It was just more of like college level. So it was just to help those being more like equipped for that. There was like a lot of the gen ed class that we had to take were like for different subjects. So I had to take an art class, but like I didn't want to do art, which I know it was like easier to paint or do ceramics, but I just did not want to do that. So I took art history, which was like one of the hardest classes I took, but I passed it and now it's all that matter. And then I will have to say though, art history taught me a lot because when I went to Egypt and we went to the museum and saw a lot of the mummies there that no one knew their names because they weren't well-known mummies, I knew who they were because of my art history class that I took sophomore year. Took one class so there's like a global studies and a history credit. And I took a class that covered both credits, so I didn't have to take both. But for psych, I remember some of the electives I took was like psych of death, which was really cool.
Oh yeah, there's a class that's like that in high school. There's another class that's called like crime psychology, and like I think the professor who teaches that has like the highest rating on Rate My Professors out of any professor at my school. And so but her class, like that class fills up so quickly. So I'm trying to get into it next semester.
Yeah. And I think the other elective I took was like African American psychology, which was really cool.
Oh, awesome.
I'm trying to think of what my other elective was, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. Also,
Intro to Counseling, which was the undergrad class that taught you that like introduced you to the graduate school program. And that's how I decided that I wanted to do my master's in counseling, which is why I took the class. And Yeah, that was
Also, fun fact for our viewers, I am minoring in psychology. So I have taken various electives through my time at college, but I've also taken psychology electives. And the I take right now I'm in cognitive psychology, and it's
Oh, I loved cognitive psychology when
so
I took
fun.
it.
And I took last semester, I took humanistic psychology, and I feel like that realm of psychology is so underrated. Not many people like you may think like, oh, it's the psychology of humans, but there's so many like so much
There's
more
so much
depth
more
to
to
it.
it than it's not just that there's like a whole practice, a whole field in
Yeah.
human psychology. Like,
And then I also took social psychology, which
oh,
that
I
was
loved
really
social psych
cool.
when I took that too.
Yeah. And then in terms of like normal electives, I took meditation my first semester ever, and I'm gonna take it again senior year. That class is amazing. If you go to school or you're like or you're like a member of a gym or something and they offer meditation classes, take it. It is life changing. Um, I also took intro to acting. That class is I
Oh,
didn't
I remember you telling me about that, how much you
it was a
really
great
liked
class, but I didn't have a great professor. But it was a fun class. And then I also took, I'm trying to think. Oh, I took stress management. That
it.
class was amazing.
I hear mixed reviews about people taking that because like some people be like, oh, I took it and I ended up being more stressed out. And so we will be like, oh my God, it's so great. So I feel like it's hit or miss at the school you're at.
Yeah.
Do you want to take it away?
I'll take it away.
Take it away, Maestro.
Thank you guys with all of our hearts. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Not Ready to Grow Up. We're so happy for that, like all of you are listening and keeping up, and we apologize for the break last week, but we're so happy to be back with you guys and get you guys new content. Keep doing your thing, keep streaming us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, even though we didn't upload an episode. I'm shocked. I'm not shocked, but I'm very happy to see that the numbers in our previous episodes are going up. It really shows us that you guys care about our content and are very actively wanting to hear us. So it makes us it makes us so happy that you guys do that. But if you want to find out first some new stuff, such as like when we're posting stuff or be able to leave suggestions, make sure you're following us on our socials, especially on Instagram at Not Ready to Grow, where we do most of our engagement and like feedback for you guys, but also post our updates. Be sure to follow us on TikTok too at NRDGU Pod.
No. It's actually Not Ready to Grow. We've been saying the wrong TikTok at for a while.
Oh, it's Not Ready to Grow. I apologize for that, but
I didn't know that either till I double checked.
go there and check out the new TikTok that Omnia, Chris, and Menna posted. They did it like a couple of weeks ago, but you should check it out and let us know if you want more of that. And is the Twitter's the same, right?
No, it's at NRTGU Pod.
That's what it was. Okay, I'm going, yeah. So
And then our Facebook page is Not Ready to Grow Up.
yeah. So be sure to check us out on our socials to be updated. And on Facebook too, you are able to listen to the podcast. Just go on our account at Not Ready to Grow Up, and you can listen to our podcast directly from Facebook for free, which is really nice. And that's what I did for the last episode that we released. But yeah, that's basically it. Glad to be back. We'll keep you guys updated with what we're doing in terms of like our guest episodes. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. It's been a pleasure catching up with you all.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, do it.
I